Let's welcome Heike, Skaden, Mansoor, and John Mansoor.
Thank you all for coming, and I'll let that one talk because this is not my deal, but it really is impressive how we're all here. And Patty, I did like your speech. It is amazing how many runners are out there now, and fast, slow, whatever you are, it's a great community. Harold, where are you? Great speech. Brought back memories that I forgot. Thank you all.
You know, there was a lot of stuff in that video, and the two things that immediately come to my mind was how pretty Heike was, and still is. And who was that old guy in that video? Old and heavyweight guy. But we are, of course, very honored, but we're also a little bit confused. For the induction, we thought we were getting inducted because for the last 34 years, we have lived together, worked together, 24/7, 365, and we still talk to each other.
You're welcome.
I think Heike, in terms of the induction, should not just be inducted, but deserves sainthood for having put up with me. I want to also put to rest any rumors about the fact that I had to start this Hall of Fame in order to get inducted. A long time ago, we decided that anybody with the name tag of John, with a Mickey Mouse tie, who was tall, dark, and handsome, was going to get inducted. I got at least the name tag and the tie. That's exactly right. Actually, we all owe a little bit of debt of gratitude for this to Coach Beta. And Coach Beta, who was then head of the, and still is, Sacramento International Track and Field Association, Coach Beta and I and Sally Edwards met in somewhere around 1981 or 82 at the Fox and Goose for a meeting on trying to create the marathon. For those of you who know me, that meeting was not held over darts and beer, by the way. It was Coach Beta's suggestion we do it in the morning when I might be a little bit more clear-headed. At that meeting, Sally and I were trying to create the marathon, Sally Edwards, and Coach Beta was the person and the organization that we were trying to emulate. Coach Beta had the suggestion that we not just create a marathon committee, but that we create something larger, something that would be one day, because we might want to do something more than the marathon. Well, Coach, it only took us 30 years, but here we are, and we're both getting inducted on the same day. I want to congratulate all the other inductees, all of who are terrific in everything that they've done. I'm proud and happy to know some of them very personally and for a long time. I am reminded, seeing Harold here and Patty and Heike, of course, the last time the four of us were together was the 1980 Grouse Ridge Flyers running camp. Harold was probably only a freshman or sophomore, but already running with the big dogs when he was there. And Patty was finishing up her collegiate career. Patty was ever the consummate competitor, and she had to win at everything, which included a game called Drops that involved tequila and a shot glass. Unfortunately, Patty didn't realize the object was not to win another shot. But I will say she held up very well, and it was her teammate that did the face plant in the campfire. And it rained. Yeah. Just, yes, that's right. We need Patty back again, the drought breaker. There you go. And Jeff Clark is here tonight, too. Jeff Clark, who gave the first traffic plan for CIM, and he brought it with him to give to me, which is great. I did come to regret letting Harold run with the big dogs because not maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years later, he took me down on the July 4th run and broke my course record, which I believe Harold still holds to this day. But he was an outstanding athlete from the beginning. He did not participate in that game of drops, by the way. That's because his family was there and his mother was there, and I don't think she would have approved with the game of drops. No. I want to thank some people, and I want to start by thanking the SRA board, and in particular those early board members. Here tonight is Michael Holbrook, who was there from the beginning. I don't see Denny Joyce, who's been a board member all 31 years, and Dr. Steve Polanski, Johnny come lately at about 29 years. Those board members had faith in a 26-year-old kid with a big idea, and faith enough to when, after 2 or 3 years into the race, we were struggling. We were struggling financially, and we needed to take out a loan from the bank in order to keep the event going. Of course, I offered everything I owned, which was a bicycle and a pair of running shoes. But those board members were willing to sign a note, co-sign the loan, and put up their homes as collateral to make that race happen. Keeping in mind that this is a not-for-profit organization and that they had no financial incentive whatsoever to make that happen. I think they deserve a terrific round of applause. I also want to thank my family. Here tonight was my sister, my niece, my sister Chris, niece Jenny, my son Alex. As anybody knows who's been in the event business, when you get in that business, your family members become indentured servants. And they've been doing that for about 30 plus years now. But they've always been there and supporting their brother and his crazy big ideas. I also want to thank my coworkers and the staff that's here today, the people who served in the trenches with me in all kinds of weather and for all kinds of events. And I know Dean and Karen Cannon are here today. I think Michelle and Kevin are here today. I'm not sure I see who else is here, but those people are what really make this thing go. And you don't understand how difficult it is to put these events on sometimes until you've actually worked on them and stood behind them and spent those countless sleepless nights getting through them. But through rain, sleet, snow, heat, whatever it was, they were there and did a great job. I also need to thank my high school coach, Bob King, who I think is here tonight. I think is still here tonight. Fortunately, Coach King knew how to use a clipboard. And I'm not just talking about recording times, I'm talking about hitting me over the head. I was not the easiest person to coach in high school. In fact, I might have been more of the more difficult people to coach. I had a lot of bad habits, which I retain to this day, I might say. But I did try to quit this sport multiple times. I tried to quit in high school at least once, if not twice. Tried to quit again in college, tried to quit again after that, and then ultimately had a nice 20-year break, but came back again. But it was Coach King who taught me the fundamentals of what needed to, in order to be successful. He taught me discipline, he taught me hard work, not to be afraid of that hard work, and I know somebody mentioned something about being coddled, some of the kids today. Well, I ran upwards, and Heike did too. We ran between 125 and 130 miles a week, upwards of that amount in high school. And having now been a coach myself, and I go back to high school and I see what's happening with high school, and it almost seems like what you're taught, it's like training a dog sometimes. Whatever you teach them in that first couple of years, they don't seem to unlearn. That's just kind of the way it goes. And while I know that may sound excessive, it actually formed the basis for what has been some great running careers. And the second part of it, the discipline part, these days, I know that when something happens, you can ask the athlete to be better, but that's about all you can do. Back then, it was the clipboard over the head, and it worked great. So thank you, Coach. And Coach King and Coach Lang, who are both here, will no doubt be standing on this stage soon, because both of them have had long careers in coaching, over 40 years, many amazing teams and athletes, and they both will end up getting inducted here, no doubt, very soon. Finally, I'm going to close by going back to Coach Beta. Coach Beta was very proud of his relay team and the things that they did as a unit. And in every respect, what we are doing, what the sport is, what the athletes are connected to, what the coaches are, it is a relay. And so those that came before us, they've run their relay leg. They've done a very good job. They hand off to us. And then it becomes our duty and our responsibility to run our leg and do it the best that we possibly can. And when it comes time for us to hand off that baton, then we have to feel good about ourselves, knowing that we have done as much as we possibly could to have honored our teammates that came before us, to pass that baton on to those that are coming next. And then a little piece of advice for those of the next generation: don't be afraid to do the right thing. Sometimes it's very difficult to do that. Sometimes or most often, you are not going to get rewarded for it. You're not going to be thanked for it. Certainly in our day, and today too, you may not get paid for it. But it is going to become your responsibility very soon to carry this sport on to the next level. And doing the right thing is what will make this sport progress. We are all here tonight because we had some great people who came before us. Coach King, Coach Lang, Coach Beta, who got us to this point. And I hope you're all enjoying this evening and enjoying what is happening in the sport. And I know we can do considerably better, so I look forward to more fun and adventure ahead. Thank you all.